Now, in an effort to provide long overdue justice for victims, courts across Uganda have begun trying hundreds of stalled sexual violence cases, including child rape. Judges in 13 Ugandan courts are aiming to hear over 600 cases of sexual violence and other forms of crime that make up over 60% of capital offences in Uganda. Here's CGTN's Terry Wangari.
Over a month, judges in 13 courts in 6 towns are aiming to hear 700 cases of sexual violence crimes that make up over 60% of capital offences in Uganda. Reports say that about 10% of these cases end up in court, most of being child rape. And official records show that over 211,000 sexual violence cases were reported in 2015 and 2016. The UN Children's Agency found that 1 in 3 Ugandan girls were subjected to sexual attacks.
In the High Court, for example, out of every 10 cases that go before the judges, 6.2 of those cases are sexual gender-based violence offenses. These are the defilements, rapes, kidnap with intent to rape or to defile, and a host of them.
The special court sessions began early this week, aiming to make a dent in the backlog of more than 6,000 outstanding sexual violence cases. Wilimbwa says he hopes the hearings would prove successful, paving the way for the creation of a dedicated sexual crimes court.
In January, we will have another meeting to review the success or lack of success of these sessions. And if we find that they are successful, then next year we will start piloting of the special courts for sexual gender-based violence cases.
Some of the victims have waited for more than 6 years to see their attackers go on trial. Most of them believe that those that defile children must be sentenced to death. But the perpetrators end up going scot-free for years before being tried. Reason being, these cases cannot be tried in normal courts as they are only backed by the UN Population Fund, which only provides 40% of their budget.
So every year, 60% of the operations of the courts are not funded. And unfortunately, SGBV offenses and other offenses don't normally get adequate funds in terms of the sessions, in terms of paying the lawyers, and also paying the witnesses.
The victims are now hoping to seek justice through these special courts. Terry Wangari, CGTN.